Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Grow Your Tutoring Business with me, Richard Cowell. We are going to be talking about the National Tutors Conference that happened earlier this week. It's almost hard to know where to start with this year. Last year's event was a phenomenal event, and without a doubt, one of the highlights of last year for me in terms of going to events, meeting people. It was just amazing. There was something different about the conference this year. And I was chatting with people in the evening to the early hours of the morning, to be precise, about just tuition in general. But we often then revert back to talking about the day and what we got from it. And I was just kind of sat there thinking, what made this event so special? What made it different? And I'm sitting there talking with people like we've been friends for 20 years. And I met them for the first time in September, barely spoken to them since. Some of them we message each other and I suppose offer advice and support as we've got to know each other over the last kind of 9 months or so. But we're talking like we're old friends. And there's something magical in that, isn't there? That we meet these people one time, but because we're so like-minded, because we're going on the same path and business journey together, we're creating this community. So what was different this time? I don't have a true answer, but what I can tell you is this: like in that room, 60% of people were brand new. They'd never been to the conference before. They didn't come last year. I think there was about 70 to 80 people at last year's conference, and at this one there was like 170, or just over 170 people. But there was magic in the air. And I think the combination of having that amount of new people, as well as the ones who experienced what happened in September last year, there was like almost like a coming together of both of those communities that just supported one another. Like, so those who had been there before, there was just an air of confidence. They knew what to expect, even though I'm sure their expectations were blown out of the water, because it was a fantastic event this time around in terms of the speakers, the workshops, the keynotes, just phenomenal from start to finish. But for the people in the room who are new to business, or perhaps like for the first time decided to invest in themselves this way, I don't know, there was just this air of optimism. There was this bigger purpose to it. And I've spoken with Sharon since. I was like, it's not an event anymore. It's a movement. The tuition industry now is separating itself from those who are doing it as almost like a hobby, but let's call it a side hustle. Let's keep business at the root of it, like a side hustle around anything else they have in their life. That's now separate. For people who invest in themselves, or people who put themselves in spaces where they can learn from experts, but not just from tuition experts. We had Ayush from Pencil Spaces, who has blown everybody away with the technology that's on offer, that's in front of us, that's going to help us reach more people and help us grow our business and earn more money, leverage more time back for ourselves, whichever way we would like to come at it, whichever angle feels comfortable for us. It was a mind-blowing experience from start to finish. Just to add to this, last year's conference was in a hotel. That was nice, right? But there were also some downsides to it. This time around, when you pulled up to the hotel, the Chesford Grange Hotel, that was really close to Leamington Spa, so pretty easy to get to, whether you was coming by car or train, it just had a different feel to it straight away. I drove into the car park and I was like, whoa, this is different, right? It was pretty grand. Parked up, got my stuff out the car, walked into this amazing reception area that just felt 10 times what we had last year, and it just elevated everything, and that just set the experience up from the start. What I felt very early on, even just sort of dumping my bags in the hotel room to going down to the bar and meeting people who'd already arrived, the sun was shining. There was a lot I think there was a lot in the recipe that made it the event that it was, in terms of the people that were there. I think the timing that people arrived was really good, but the sun was shining, so we sat out in the sunshine. It was really lovely. But just that feeling of community and getting together and just having the random conversations with tuition business owners looking to improve their life. And that started from the minute they stepped into the hotel. But there was also a spa there. People went down and did Pilates. People went and had a swim. People worked out. They looked after themselves. And I've seen some feedback. People were saying, it was a healing process. It was time and space away from the rigors of the day to day to go and focus on them. So even if you took away like the actual day itself of the conference and the speakers and the workshops, there was just time and space just to be. And I think this year as well, the breakout space and the chance to network, there was a lot more time for that. There was and I know I spoke to Sharon about this, and the feedback from last year was that we wanted more time just to have a chat over coffee, a cup of tea, and some biscuits or whatever was available. And that happened this year, and I feel that also added to the magic. So some key takeaways for you, and there are many. I didn't get to attend workshops because I was delivering workshops. So that sort of took away from my wider experience of what was shared in the smaller kind of breakout spaces. But what I can share with you is something that Drew Povey gave us some insight on, which was about peak performance, and it was about language. And it was about saying like the language we use is really important. And he didn't just stop there. He gave us research, and he quantified like why this works. And there's this language spiral, and we want to spiral it up because that's the positive. So rather than getting in a negative spiral with our language that kind of takes us down the negative thoughts, which then leads to negative actions, and then I suppose negative consequences, we can flip it around and go, right, what am I telling myself? What's my inside story? This is what I took from it. What words am I using when I'm inside my own head? Are they positives? Are they positive words? Is there positive language going on, or am I being negative? I think the power for me is like a combination of what Drew was talking about and what I've heard Sharon say many, many times, which is basically you have a choice. When you know these things, now it's down to you. Catch yourself with your negative thoughts. Catch yourself when that story starts to turn from being something that's positive, because in my workshop, we spoke about challenges being a good thing. We want to face the challenges in our business because it's a sign that you're growing. When those inner thoughts start to turn into negatives, we catch it and we go, actually, what words am I using here? How can I flip this around? What's the positives? Now I'm going to start reasoning it through myself so that I can do this upward spiral towards having a positive outcome. Now we know those things, we can make a choice. Now we just have to be good at catching it. Now we have to be good at catching when our brains start going down the negative side rather than the positive. Because the one thing Drew said and shared with us is that our default is to go to the negative. So we have to catch it and make it a habit of going, actually, no, I can reframe this. I can choose the language that I use, and I'm going to turn it into some positive thoughts and therefore patterns. The research that Drew shared was really interesting as well, because on a one-to-one, if you was working with someone else as a leader, as many of us who go to those things, whether you're leading your own business and it's just you on your own, you are a thought leader, a business leader in your own right up to those who have huge agencies or franchises like Sharon herself, we are the thought leaders in the tuition space. By default, by going to these kind of events, right? That's how I view people who attend these sorts of spaces. When you're dealing with yourself, you need to make sure that there are 3 positives thoughts for every negative. Now, this is some research that I've seen before, particularly in the parenting space. When I used to work for social services, we used to say, to parents that we need to make sure that we're building up the positives here. Like as parents, it's very easy to slip into the negative words, isn't it? If your child's doing something wrong, we kind of like tell them what they're doing wrong, don't we? Don't do this, don't do that. We'd very rarely go down the what we should be doing path because of time and effort and sounding like a broken record probably, and the fact we're in the heat of the moment. But when we're leading our businesses, we need to catch ourselves doing this and actually capture these the positives. How you do it is up to you. So this is why like journaling can be quite good, writing a daily reflection, forcing yourself to look at 3 good things that I've done today, or I felt like this earlier on, but actually the truth of the fact is X, Y, Z, and you turn it into a positive. So you could start your day like this. You could end your day like this. You might do both. But when you're working with teams, 3-to-1 is not the ratio. When you're working with a team of people, actually, if something negative has happened or you notice there's a negative energy, we need to recalibrate the ratio to 6-1. So as a team, we need more. And I think, look, even if you like go, well, 6-1 is quite hard, don't even worry. Just start putting positives out there and things will start to change. We want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to go up in the upward spiral and not keep going down the downward one. And because our brains are wired to look at the negatives, to find the negatives, we do have to capture it ourselves. We have to kind of get used to going, no, that's not okay. We need to switch it around. Last year, I did a podcast after the conference, and it's probably one of the most watched ones, particularly in a short space of time, because there was something special there then. And this was on a different scale. So what was it that made it different? And it's the reflection over the last few days that's sort of drawn me towards a couple of things. There's an upgrade happening right in front of your eyes. So when you're leading a workshop, or I was watching the keynote speeches at the end of the day from the back of the room, you could see the upgrade happening to people's mindset. So you're upgrading your mindset, you're upgrading your business skills, you're just giving yourself this opportunity to grow. But I think the most powerful thing is this upgrading to your personal belief system, that this is possible, this is me. Like, you can go and make this work for yourself. That you've connected with not just the people at the front, but with the business owners around your table, with the business owners in the room. You've put yourself in the same space as other successful business owners, where you can pick their brains and share ideas. And someone's going to say, that's a great idea. Go and chat with this person. They've got this happening, and this person's going to be able to give you some good advice. And that is so powerful, because it's coming from peers, like-minded people. But it's a case of now accepting the upgrade and now going away and doing the work to make it happen for you. This is the bit where we get stuck, because it's in the moment of the conference, in the moment of being in Drew Povey's presence, in the moment of Sharon Corley doing the call to arms to the whole tuition industry, we can sit there and be fired up. We can sit there and we can be motivated, because we're in the present moment. We're truly mindful in that area, in that moment there. Now it's time to do the work. What's your big 3 takeaways? What's the big things that you're going to take away from the conference and implement in your business so it reaches the next level? Work on those things. You'll probably get there faster than what you think, as long as you're really clear with your goals and why you're going to do it. From my workshop, I've reflected on my own story of what I shared in there and from what I heard in the room. And the one thing that really hit me on the reflection was this idea that we've got to stop just living month to month. We've got to move away from just existing. So one of my stories is that worry. When I was a teacher, that worry when that unexpected bill comes out of the blue, like you put your car in for an MOT and it's like, sorry, Mr. Cowell, that £700. And I'm like, wow, I don't have £700. What am I going to do? We're existing. We're not living. How many of us want to actually start living our life in the way that we would dream? And that was why my scammy title of my workshop was like Your Dream Business. Yeah, okay, I can't help you create your dream business in an hour. But what I can do is inspire you to go away and work on these things that will help you create your dream business. I don't want us to just exist. I don't want to exist. That's not good enough. I want us to be able to create a life where we absolutely love most of it. Look, I'm a realist, so I know there's always going to be ups and downs. But I don't want to be creating a life where I sit around worrying about things that might happen in a negative way. I want to be able to ride that crest of a wave and go, so what? We can push through it anyway. I want us to find solutions. And I saw people in front of me who are like, we've just existed for 20 years. People who, when I was talking about like the car getting the MOT and it's a big bill, I saw people nodding away going, yeah, that was us, or that's been me. Imagine being like that for 20 years and not doing anything about it. That's the movement I'm talking about. When I say this is not an event anymore and that it is a movement, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to leave it there. If you've got value from this, please let me know. If you've got any questions at all, reach out to me. Come and join the Facebook group if you're not a part of it already, and find the support network that you need. Right, take care everybody, and I'll speak to you soon.